Shabbat Shalom, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Barasham Yahweh, Barasham Nakak, Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great milestone, and salutations to all you sincere Kia. And hold on, there's a pause. And the more you see the escapades of the wicked and the two-thirds, the more you realize why the judgments in the scriptures were so harsh. And when I talk about harsh judgments, I'm talking about, how in the scriptures he just put somebody to death for for almost every form of wickedness. Now you're realizing, you're seeing real time the reason why sins like adultery, right, for different fornications, idolatry, and even breaking the Shabbat is are sins deserving of death. While most sins, not really most sins, but you get the point, are sins unto death. Because this is what happens when you allow wickedness to not only continue, go unpunished, but to prosper as well. That's Ecclesiastes 8 and 11 going on right now. But I will get that's going to be the first precept I get, Lord willing. But it's actually what I want to go into. This is exactly what I wanted to go into. I don't really like going into the wickedness of a woman, all the precepts getting on women and rebuking women too much, because that's not really, but it is a part of this truth. But it's not really something that I'm an expert at, but it is a part of this truth. And this is something that, you just can't keep quiet about, because I've been seeing so many videos and people in the world going into this, because this is just a very, very clear example of the reason why the scriptures put the man above the woman, the reason why the scriptures tell you that a woman can only have one man, the reason why the scriptures tell you, and let's get that precept. Let's start from there first, that there is a hierarchy, right? Let's get that precept. That the woman should not usurp authority over the man, and that the man should be in authority. This is the reason why King Ahasuerus, I think that was the king that was ruling during the time of Esther. This is the reason why he put his first wife Vashti. And it's funny, I can't remember the king's name, but I can remember his wife's name. But he put his first wife Vashti away for her rebellion. They are seeing it through Will Smith. Okay, so this is the book of 1 Timothy 2, verse 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, not to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. So Adam was first formed, then Eve, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. Right. And the first, thing that this woman right here did that was going off was even speaking, right? Because because at the risk of getting a flag on this channel for hate speech, whatever, women aren't supposed to be out here speaking in public like that. And you see that this woman has taken complete control over her house because of the things that she's saying. She's written a whole book, going into her family life and her personal life, and basically airing out all the wickedness that goes on in their house in public, and the husband has no say in it. I have another preset for you guys right now. So this is the book of Isaiah, verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. Alright, because right now the woman is being pushed above the man, especially in Israelite communities. That's your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. That's why Judah has the ability to shame her husband and speak out so publicly, and speak out publicly, about how she completely destroyed her marriage, her family, her legacy, and everything, and even the husband's legacy as well. And this is why the scripture warns you about the wickedness of a woman. You go into the book of Proverbs, the 30th chapter, going into the warnings that precept gives you, and it tells you not to, Let me just go to that. Let me just go to that. And these aren't even precepts that I was planning on bringing out, but the Spirit is just leading me into this. Okay, so like Proverbs 31. That's what I want to get. So this is the book of Proverbs 31, verse 3. Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. And that is the main point right there. Will Smith was somebody that was successful in this world, right? You had a lot of people that basically, envied him. He had the success, he had the looks, he had everything. And through the wickedness of this woman, now he has nothing, even with all your riches, which shows you just how valuable the money in this kingdom is. He has no respect. She's basically destroyed, all the way back to the entanglement and that whole red table thing, which is another showing of why the woman should not have that much authority in a relationship, right? All the way back then, it was already done with. And I haven't even gone into this article right just yet, but this is going to be a long video. Anyway, let's just read this article. Jada Pinkett Smith reveals she and Will Smith have lived separate lives since 2016. So now you're seeing basically that this woman is just coming out here and completely, giving up all the information concerning, their relationship and how everything has been going. And now she's telling people that they've been separated since 2016. They're no longer husband and wife. So let's just continue reading. Jada Pinkett Smith has revealed that she and husband Will Smith have been living separate lives since 2016. The actress makes the revelation in her new memoir, Worthy. And right, like I said, she wrote a whole book, going into all of her quote-unquote struggles and everything that she's gone through, right? And she's been doing public interviews, going to any place, going through all the lengths to try to, you know, bring out all the details about exactly what is going on in their relationship, all at the expense of her family and Will Smith as well, because it's not just shaming and destroying her relationship with her husband, but also the children as well. And when you see the children and then you see the mother, then you realize exactly why the children are the way they were. Because for so many years, people were talking about how messed up the Smith family was, how messed up those children were. And now this woman has revealed the reason why they are that messed up, because the mother is a complete demon, right? Well, let's continue going into this, right? And like I said, I got carried away a little bit because of this display. But this is why you need harsh judgment. And this is why the scriptures always, go straight into judgment. The scriptures tell you that, in the instance right, let me get that precept. That the first tell you that abstain from any instance of evil, right? Let's get that. Let me find our precepts. I can't remember how that precept goes. Hold on. I can't remember how that precept goes, but let me try and find the precept online. But basically, it says that you abstain from any instance. Let me get that. Let me find that precept. Okay, First Thessalonians 5:22. So let's go to that. That's the book of First Thessalonians 5, verse 22, right? So this is the book of First Thessalonians 5, verse 22. Abstain from all appearances of evil, right? So normally in a righteous kingdom, any form of wickedness is dealt with swiftly and speedily, so that it is not allowed to grow. It's not allowed to grow. But in this kingdom, this wickedness is promoted, right? All these books, right? All these books, all these interviews, all this information, and all these exposes that this woman Jada is doing, you know, concerning her relationship with her husband and all the wickedness that she's done, it's being promoted, it's being pushed and praised in this kingdom. She's being looked at as stunning and brave but all she's doing is pushing wickedness. And this is the reason why you do not allow adulterers to go free. You do not allow this wickedness or a wicked woman to fester. And you do not allow a woman to have this much liberty. That's the main point right here. So if you are in this street and you see this happening, okay, you are watching, the way that the women of today, these modern women, and especially the nigger woman, and you are seeing what all this liberty and all this freedom and this liberal feminism and equality bullshit has done to them, then you realize that the scriptures are so strict with how, with the conduct of how a man and a woman should be, and the fact that the man should be over the woman, because this is what you get when you try to, reverse the roles or break gender norms or whatever ridiculous term that people are using today to talk about this, to try to try to sow confusion, right? That's why I couldn't come to a statement, but because all this is being done just to sow confusion, blurring gender lines, making multiple genders, the alphabet mafia, and all that, it's just being done to sow confusion and to bring about moral destruction of this kingdom. But let me continue on. The actress makes the revelation in her new memoir worthy and discuss the status of her relationship and noting that the pair aren't technically divorced and aren't planning to take that legal step in a clip for an interview with Hoda KOTB that aired on Wednesday Today Show. However, as Pinkett Smith confirmed to KOTB, the separation was essentially a divorce and she and Smith are no longer romantically together. Smith and Pinkett Smith were married in 1997 and the two children, Jaden and Willow Smith, and another son, Trey, from his previous marriage to Sherry Zampino. And this is just a little bit of a summary of what I was going into, right? And and this is the video of the interview, and I don't really want to put up the video in case we get flagged for copyright or get flagged for another or anything else like that. But I'm sure you guys have seen the video and seen the interview and seen exactly what is going on between Will Smith and his wife, right? So let's get some precepts. Like I was saying, yeah, let's get some precepts. So I'll go to then that's the book of Ecclesiasticus. This is that's the book of Ecclesiasticus, because this is just going into the wickedness of the woman, just to get on what you already know, right? These are things that we already know. These are things that the scriptures have already warned men has already warned of, and the men of the Lord will hear the words of the scriptures and will heed them. Ecclesiasticus 25 verse 30. And this is one, let me just say one more thing, right? This is the reason why, brothers are, this is the reason why, the apostles always tell you, and they'll also tell you that not to even be brother dealing with the nigger woman at all, or even dealing with any woman in this world, because this is how all of them are, all these women, for the most part, we still have some righteous sisters, but for the most part, all these women are wicked, and it is not even in your best interest as a man of the Lord, as a prophet, to be dealing with these women, because this is how they all are. Imagine, her being with Will Smith and doing all of this just to embarrass him, doing all of this to her relationship, sabotaging her relationship and destroying her family, traumatizing and destroying her children, her children as well. And all because of what? Her own selfishness, her own wickedness, really. Ecclesiasticus 25, verse 13. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman, and any affliction but the affliction from them that hate me. Okay, this is basically just going into. I say basically just going into this is the kind of evil, because that is what this is, just pure evil. If you really listen to and understand the information that is going on with, and I can't really explain all this because I'm worried about YouTube and their new what they call it, guidelines and community rules and all that. There are so many clips and so many videos showing exactly what this woman's wickedness has done to her family, her children coming out and saying all the hell that all the hell and the stress and the mental trauma that they caused because their mother was just a complete demon. And even Will Smith, you see his face during the red table talk that she did with him, right? You know that this family is completely broken, this family is completely destroyed, and this woman just keeps on digging the grave deeper, keeps on beating this dead horse. Okay, we'll continue on. I'm jumping down a little bit. Okay, Ecclesiasticus 25 verse 17. The wickedness of a woman changeth her face and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. And this is just like I know the image of Jada Pinkett Smith, right? You also have to watch out for women that want to keep their last name and don't want to use your own as well. That's another red flag on these women. But our picture should be here because compared to how she looked before, you see her now and she's she straight up looks like a movie villain right now. She looks like she's a movie villain right now, compared to what she looked like in the past. Because you see that with the bald head and everything that's going on with her right now, and even with the face and the way that she looks, and even in her eyes and everything, and even the scriptures warns you of this, man. And truly, truly, you see her wickedness and you see how evil, how wicked she is. But continue on. Right, Ecclesiasticus 25 verse 17. The wickedness of a woman changeth her face and darkeneth her countenance like a sackcloth. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, he shall sigh bitterly. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman, that the portion of a sinner fall upon her. And this is right, and this is why you had women being put to death, right, for adultery. This is why you had the wicked being put to death for their wickedness. But in this case exactly, women being put to death for adultery. And the funny thing is that this Jada Smith and Will Smith situation isn't even as bad compared to some of the other situations you see in the world. We have these nigger women here basically baby trapping men, having multiple baby daddies and multiple children from these different baby daddies, all just to get child support from them and use it as a way to get easy meal and live without having to work. Like imagine if you see a woman that has multiple children in Babylon the Great, most likely they are all from different fathers. That's just pure wickedness right there. And look at the situation it creates within Jake communities, within the Israelite communities. All these criminals, right? All these criminals in the prison system, all these criminals that are causing violence and doing crimes, and that Israel is always putting in the news and making the face of violence to be Jake. Where do you think they come from? It's from these single mother households, okay? The two-third Jakes that are just doing the least, just being completely wicked, being complete demons out here. Where do you think they come from? From these single mother households, these adulterous, wicked women. And this reminds me of a precept. Let me get the precept. It says that, who go into the Zion, how precept goes. This is it right here. Isaiah 51, verse 20. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets as a wild bull in a net. They are full of the fury of Yahweh, the rebuke of thy power. Right, and this is why you always see it. Always Jake on the street corners, completely jobless. Jakes that are the crackheads in the hood, completely strung up on drugs and everything. Jakes that will be homeless, lying in the streets. Like I said, completely jobless without anything to do. It's Jake that is always in these positions, and it's not just because we are at the bottom, right? But it's also because of the wickedness that has been. It's also because of all the wickedness that has been allowed to continue to grow in our community, in Jake communities. That's the reason why you see, so much destruction. People in such a low and destroyed state. All right, but let's continue reading. That's okay. Let's continue reading. Uh, Ecclesiasticus 25 verse 20. As the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the aged, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man. And you see that, it's this Jada Pinkett that's going, like I said, going to all these interviews, writing a whole book about everything that is happening in her relationship and is destroying her relationship and destroying even Will Smith as well. You see that the wicked woman is the end to that man, man. And even though he's wicked, that still, doesn't excuse what. Even though Will Smith is wicked as well, they are both two-thirds, of course, and they are all kinds of messed up and sold out. That does not excuse what she is doing, right? Her wickedness is not excused by his own wickedness. But anyway, is the point I'm trying to make. Her wickedness is not excused by his own wickedness. But you see, and if you read on down in these precepts, you'll understand the reason why, even with all of this, they are still a perfect match for each other, which is why they are still together at the end of the day, right? Because, like I said, they are both wicked sellouts. But let's put, well, both wicked sellouts, and they are an example onto our people right now, to onto our people to see the what it looks like when wickedness is allowed to grow, is promoted and pushed and allowed to go unpunished. And that reminds me, I said I was going to read a precept first and foremost. I didn't even go into that. And this is it right here. Ecclesiastes 8 verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. And in this case, we're talking about adultery. That's what I'm focusing on right now. Adultery, especially committed by the women, because really it's mainly women that commit adultery, but also you men as well are also in that same spirit. Because you have Jake out there that will tell you that, oh, you have to go after a married woman. Married woman is the easiest way to get laid up, to have sex, right? They even have these women out here, baby daddy season, right? That's betray Britney Renner back then. Baby daddy season. We are going around and having all kinds of relations with different men and doing all kinds of wickedness, unspeakable things. And because it's not just, oh, you're having sex with multiple men. If you hear what some of these women are out here doing, especially when they go to the Middle East, places like Dubai, you actually should know what I'm talking about. Unspeakable things, when things that should not even be heard about. And that's why you have so much disease, okay? So you have so much disease and so much, I don't know the term to use, but so much disease and so much lack this structure, no structure, lack of structure within in the world right now, especially among Jake. Because as it's written, the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth him. And right now, Jake is the biggest victim for all this wickedness that is happening on the earth, and they have been made to be the face of that wickedness. And the example here continues with the adultery, because it's not just the only form of wickedness that people are going through, but that's what we're focusing on for this video. And this we're using this situation, right? The whole from going all the way back to the whole entanglement thing, all the way to where we are right now. We're using it as an example to show you why there are so many of these harsh, so many of these judgments, not really harsh judgments, right? But judgments in the scriptures. One of the reasons why you have these heavy judgments in the scriptures, because this is what happens if those heavy judgments aren't put into place. Those, somebody being put to death, somebody being stoned to death, somebody being burned alive is meant to scare the people that watch that happen, that witness that happen, and hear of it happen straight. That's why the scriptures say that the Most High will do, and the Most High will do something so hard, something so heavy that to make the ears tingle. Let's get that. Let's get that. And this is the reason why the Most High Yahweh Hashem is supposed to be feared. So this is the book of 1 Samuel 3 verse 11. And Yahweh said to Samuel, behold, I will do a thing in Israel at which both the ears of everyone that hear it shall tingle. Right? And that is the reason why you have to have these heavy judgment so that anybody that hears it will realize that, oh, well, you can't play around, you can't do that, you're not allowed to do this wickedness, and they will know better than to do it, right? But let's go to that. Let's go to that. Let's go to that. Let's go to that. So this is the book of Leviticus 20, verse 10. And the man that committed adultery with another man's wife, even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, and the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. And this is the wages of the sin of adultery. And it's not just adultery in this case, but like as I was saying, it's not just adultery in this case. At this point, it has gone far beyond that. This woman is just completely out of order. Okay, but let's continue reading these precepts. Ezekiel, Ecclesiasticus 25. So this is because Ecclesiasticus 25, verse 21. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. And even if, and this is just how women are in general, especially the wicked women of this kingdom are in general, full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. Whether if they are the ones that are the breadwinners of the family or if they are not, this is just how women are. But continuing on, especially when they sense weakness from a man. Ecclesiasticus 25, verse 23. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress, maketh weak hands and feeble knees. Of the woman kill the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to guard abroad. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh, give her a bill of divorce and let her go. Right, so if she wants to go, you let her go. But if she wants to go, you let her go. But the main point of this video is that all the wickedness that she has done, especially considering, especially focusing on the adultery, and different that on the adultery and being completely out of order and disrespecting her husband, making a global spectacle of him. That is, as I was saying, making a global spectacle of him. All of that already is just pure wickedness, because what this woman has done completely destroyed her husband, destroyed her children, destroyed her marriage, destroyed our family. This is what happens. That's the main point right there. This is what happens when you allow this wickedness of this kingdom, right? The way of this world, the wickedness in this world continues to grow. This is just a micro level of it, and in the macro level in the world, then everybody sees an example, right? Because there are women that are out there now thinking that they can do what they please. They have that no man can tell them nothing. That feminist bullshit, and so many women having the same mindset as her. And this is why the Universal Yahweh Yahweh needs to come back and needs to bring back the judgment of the. And this is why the Universal Yahweh Yahweh needs to come back and put all these tutors to death. This is the reason why tutors can only come back in the kingdom after knowing that death by pain. So with that, I end the video right here once again. All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Rakak, Kodash, Wa Abad, Baba, and through the Spirit. I hope you are come and you are qualified, edified. Shalom.